Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I wanted to talk about Fashion Week because, of course, New York Fashion Week is coming up in just a few days. Comes up the sixth, I believe, and I'm going to be there, of course. But there's always a lot of confusion surrounding Fashion Week when you're not necessarily working in the fashion world, or you're not as prominent in the world as you might like to be yet. But that's okay, because today I'm going to tell you what to do if you want to attend Fashion Week. So number one I wanted to go over is absolutely bring friends. I talked about this in the Escaping Normality episode I'm going to put up on the screen right now. It's called the social scene of Fashion Week, right? And how if you're not there to work, you should be enjoying the culture and having as much fun as you can. And you can't really do that without some homies around. You have to bring some homies with you. And if you're discouraged because you might not, if you're discouraged to bring friends with you because you might not finish your way into some shows, or I'd say, you know what, just screw it, and have fun and enjoy yourself. You don't always have to be like Mr. or Mrs. Fashion wherever you go. Just look cool in your clothes, be yourself, bring your friends, have fun. Because people like that, people can see that. Like, I can point that out in 2 seconds. Like, oh, this dude's like, he wants to be like the most serious fashion person on the block. Like, it's very apparent, and who's trying too hard and who's not. Number two, I'd say the biggest in terms of getting involved with the culture is you should definitely hit up some pop-up shops. Now, pop-ups might be a little bit more on the tough side in terms of finding them. It just really depends on who you follow. When you follow certain influencers or whatever, there's this one influencer called Delos, and he usually hosts some type of pop-up, and I'm cool with him. He usually hosts some kind of pop-up where it's just like a nice little fun event where you can go and of course buy some clothes, but like I said before, you can really be invested in that culture. Now, for the most part, pop-ups really only apply to the streetwear world, but when you'll have different brands like selling pieces here and there, like in Soho or anywhere in Manhattan, that area, and for the most part, you're gonna get streetwear type of looks. I haven't really seen other pop-ups that aren't really in that quote-unquote streetwear category, but you just kind of have to look, and you just have to follow the right people and whatnot. That's a little more the part that's tough is following the right people. But if you have friends in the New York area, you can always hit up and whatnot. They might be able to tell you where else to go. And that's probably, pop-ups are like your best bet for meeting new people, because you have one event that's open for everyone, that everyone can come see, and that's like it's one of those events that you could just go to and buy stuff and be around a bunch of people who are in that culture just like you are. And if you're just starting out and you really want to meet new people, that's like the best place to do it, is pop-ups. My first Fashion Week, actually, I got invited to my friend's pop-up that he did with Bloody Osiris, where I met some of my friends that are in fashion now. And what's kind of funny is that when I go back and watch an old video from that event or whatever, I can see people who we're going to become friends with in the future after that video. And it's just cool to see things like that come full circle. So you should definitely hit up pop-ups. That's definitely big. You should hit up. One more about getting into like shows, like actually attending shows and sitting down and whatnot, is this is like what most people aspire to do when you talk about wanting to go to Fashion Week, right? You want to go to shows and you want to see the new collections and whatnot. The main thing is to build connections with people. So I didn't attend Fashion Week until I was invited to an event. Granted, I wasn't much into fashion before I got invited to that event. Like, I wasn't really into fashion. I was more into streetwear and shoes more. But yeah, you get the idea. And once I got invited to events, then I started going to Fashion Week. But that shouldn't discourage you from going if you don't get invited. It's just the kind of relationship building that I prided myself on, and a lot of people really should pride themselves on, because once you have those relationships, people will it'll help you immerse yourself in the fashion world, so to speak, when you have all these different people that know you. And once your name gets out there and you're a credible sort of person, you'll start to get emails about this show, or Instagram DMs saying to go to this show or this, that, and third. Or maybe you can even go on shows on other people's behalf. So let's say you have somebody that you know out in England or Denmark or wherever, and they can attend a show in New York, or they can attend a show in wherever else that they're not located. Then they could maybe even, then you can even go on their behalf. Hey bro, I know you, like, did you get invited to any shows that I can go for you? Yeah man, we're cool. Sure, you can go to this one for me, whatever. But yeah, that's definitely what you have to do. You have to practice, you have to build these relationships. Another thing I'd say is, I'm going to start this off by saying I'm not 100% sure about this method. If you go to fashionweekdates.com, right, and you go to the New York schedule, there'll be a bunch of different events on here, right? And not just for the February Fashion Week, but for other fashion weeks and whatnot. And like I said, if I'm honest, I don't know what's going on here much. I just know that this is something that you might be able to find different events at. And I know on some websites you can buy tickets to different events and whatnot. But like I said, the details on this is definitely shaky for me. I never actually went this route, but I'm sure lots do, and I'm sure you can find a show that will pique your interest, or some kind of event that'll pique your interest that you can go check out. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to be at New York Fashion Week this year. If you're in the area and you want to hit me up, go ahead. My Instagram will be down in the video description, and I'll put it up on screen just so we can link or whatever. But like I said, if you really want to get into those like really cool fashion shows, like the big ones, you gotta start really building fashion credibility, and that starts building relationships. Go to these pop-ups, go to these events, go to these fashion parties, get to know people. That's how it works. And with that being said, thank you for watching, and peace out.